Yo, 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 yo. How are we doing? Hold on, we're gonna make sure we are live on Pump as well. So bear with me. It says we're having some trouble, but we should be good here in a second. All right. Let's see here. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me today. So bear with me. All right. All right. I think we are. Let me double check that we're good. Connecting the stream. Okay, Pump's not up yet, so I'm gonna give it just a couple more seconds to get all ready. Check the other profiles. All right. Looks like we're not up yet. Still connecting. So we're gonna give a little bit. We're gonna give a little second and see if we can get it to go live. I don't know what's. Oh, I think we just got it. Looks like we just got it. I want to say, yes, perfect. All right. So it's another day of building and clipping. I have some videos that we're gonna clip today that I found pretty interesting. If I sound stuffed up, my allergies are just killing me right now for some reason. If you're on X and you're watching, do me one thing. Do a little repost. Let's get some more people in here coming to check us out, and so that they can see kind of what we're about and what we're building. So yeah, I'm gonna share the screen here. All right, boom, perfect. I have so many clips. It's amazing. What is that ratio? 111 videos to there's more. I have more than that too. I know I do. All right. Let's get going. So this is our dashboard, right? I've been clipping some of our own clips as well. Just trying to get the most. Oh, look who is here, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Nick.
Howdy.
How we doing?
Doing all right.
Good. I got some fun videos for us to look at today. Let's do this one first. How's it been going, Nick? How has stuff been going on your end? I see that we have something working in the background where what was it? You said it was like 15 hours straight this thing was working?
Yeah, so what are we at now? So currently 3 minutes shy of 21 hours straight. Um,
Jeez.
yes, we got a little side project cooking up. It's going to be pretty complementary and supplementary to the Clipit platform, but it's something that was needed to have its own development pipeline thrown at it so that it could kind of all come together. But yeah, for almost 21 hours straight now with no stopping, the work has been continuously running on iterating over it.
That's crazy. So you just left your computer on and it just kept working?
Yeah, usually like I've done this before, and like last weekend I had a project that I put together, and I basically did it over like 3.5, 4 days because I would turn my computer off at night and just pause
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But this time I was like, well, it's gonna keep working as long as the computer's running. So I've just been letting it go do its thing. We're on,
Dude, that's
we're
crazy.
we're on 29 out of 46 items completed on the agenda. So pretty close to about what 60% ish or so.
That's insane. And it knows exactly what to do. It knows your plan and it knows the steps it needs to get there, so it just does it all.
Yeah, there's three different agents that are working together to handle everything. So like there's one that's actually doing the development, one that's doing the planning, one that's validating everything that the other two are doing. So they all kind of work together as a team instead of just one agent kind of running through doing that, this, that, and the other. So like
Huh.
they cross check themselves. And really cool thing about all of it is because of the way that it's being designed, a lot of the tokens that are being used for all of this, like it's very token intensive, but the tokens that are going into this project are a lot of them are cached, which means the agents don't have to remake those same tokens to understand the same data points, etc., over and over again. And so most of the project is it's taken up a fair amount of tokens overall, but about 300 million of those tokens were also cache tokens, and so it's still able to kind of like keep everything in context pretty well. So again, over the last 21 hours, 3 agents iterating over the same project with every bit of the project in context the full time, knowing exactly what the end goal is, because I gave it very detailed documentation going into it. Had like 6 or 7 docs put together that were specifically around the end goal of what it's supposed to be.
Dude, that's insane that you can just do that.
Yeah, it's what I do on the side.
Yeah, the other day, well, I was testing out the new dispatch feature from Claude. So like yesterday, I posted about it. Is yesterday? Let me open this back up. Yesterday, I was. Let's see here. Like this. Yesterday, I left my computer on. I switched my settings to have my computer always on, and essentially, like I have all these skills that I've told you I made, Nick. And I was at the gym yesterday, and I was like, I need to get. I didn't do an audit yet, so I did an audit. And as I was at the gym, I came home to my computer on, and all the tabs were complete, and it had my report for me. It was pretty insane. I was like, this is so sick.
Yeah, I mean,
so excited.
Did you see the chart? It was like a calendar somebody put out that was explaining in the last like 54 days, Anthropic has shipped like a product 50 days out of that 54. Like just insane. They're just dropping insane numbers of updates and things, which I mean,
well,
you gotta think about.
I saw something that was this guy's like, he's like, there's no way. He's like, Claude's got to be making these updates itself, because there's no way that a company is shipping this much in this amount of time.
Well, I mean, they've already admitted that most of the updates are coming from Claude. Like Claude Cowork was written by Claude entirely. Like they talked about that.
No way.
They were able to build it in like 2 weeks from idea to launch to public, and everything, just because of them leveraging their own tooling and infrastructure, which they're also using. Like we've got Claude, and then we've seen that there's that Claude fast mode. And so I would imagine, internal tooling for Claude, they've got a really beefed up version that's super fast and super intelligent, like less guardrails, etc. So I'm sure their version of developing with Claude is a lot more intense than what we're even able to handle, because they've got the compute and the money to burn when it comes to their own projects.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at all this stuff right here in March. Claude Memory, Claude Marketplace, Claude.com, Claude, like all of this stuff. This isn't the one I saw, but I can't find the calendar. I bet you Grok could find it if I asked.
Yeah, it was a calendar showing like every day. There's like multiple drops on some of the day. There it is.
Yep. Look at this. So everything Claude has shipped in 52 days. Like there's 1, 2, 3. Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3 weekdays that they didn't ship something, but everything else has been shipped. This is insane. And I saw somebody took this and was like, 70 hours and 52 days. Somebody saw this and they're like, there's no way the Claude team is like thinking of all this. They're like, Claude itself has to be shipping these itself. Has to be.
It doesn't, it's not even that. It's just the team is the one shipping it, but they're probably each leveraging 10 to 15 Claude agents, themselves.
Well, did you see this video? This guy actually has a video with him where he interviewed essentially the guy that built the first version of Claude Code. And they were talking about, I'm going to see if I can find it, but they were talking about how they code within Claude. And Claude, code.
Probably talking about when he was talking about his own stack. He just uses a straight up just Claude MD.
Yeah. So he was like, he said something about everyone in the department has their own specific Claude MD. And that's all they have. So let's see here. Actually, it's probably
99,000. It's to do a bunch of tasks in parallel.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm just gonna go to his tweet. Did he tag him?
Claude.mds are so important when you started getting to larger projects. Like I've got one project where literally every single directory inside of the project, like there's probably 15, 20 different branches to go through, and every one of them has its own Claude.md inside of it. So if an agent's working in that separate directory, that it knows specifically how to treat it and what's there.
Yeah, I gotta find where he said this. But this is the guy. But in that interview, he talks about every department has their own Claude folder, essentially. So like one department's building this, one department's building this, one department's building this, and they all work within a Claude folder, and that's how they get all this stuff done. And I was like, that's crazy.
And so that's them creating their own subsection of context and data that they're creating and doing. And then it being in a much larger folder structure like that, all of the Claudes can say, oh, well, here's what we're building. Let me see how that relates to so-and-so's project over here and how we can complement that. So like that context sharing is what they're going for.
I gotta find this. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to, this might work. Yeah, plain text file, no sort of format. The stuff that I was interested to see here
Bookmarks.
was he talks about like I run 5. How do you do that, Nick? How do you run 5 Claudes in parallel? That's what I want to know.
I'm running 6 right now. I've only got 4. My bad. I've only got 4 up right now.
I'm trying to see. There's a couple where he talks about like he talks. Go ahead.
Open up a terminal inside of Cursor or WinServe, like I've been trying to show you recently, and then you type in Claude, and then you know what? You just say, okay, let me open up another PowerShell or WSL terminal, and you know what? You type in Claude. Now you've got 2. Okay. You open up another one, type in Claude. Now you've got 3. And then you tell all of them to spin up their own subagents to do whatever they're doing, and now your Claudes have their own subagents underneath them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But this is what I'm talking about right here. He goes, our team shares a single Claude MD file for the Claude code repo. We check into Git, and the whole team contributes multiple times a week.
Number 4, our team shares a single Claude MD for the Claude code repo. We check it into Git. The whole team contributes multiple times a week. Anytime we see Claude do something incorrectly, we add it to the MD so Claude knows not to do it next time. Other teams maintain their own Claude MDs. It is each team's job to keep theirs up to date.
And the Claude MD is just a text file. So there's no special format. People ask this all the time. Is there some special format that it has to be in? No, it's just a text file. So you can put whatever you want in it. This is a screenshot of our Claude MD. This is literally it. So just really simple. And you could format this kind of however you want.
Love it.
This is crazy. That's all that they work in. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, him saying it. People go halfway through stuff. Like, it is just a text file, but it also does matter how you format it. Like, you don't just drop everything in there one sentence. Like, give it some structure, give it some like parentheses around this specific thing you're pointing at. Like the agent will appreciate the guidance a little bit more. You gotta prepare it. Don't just drop a copy paste from some random paragraph that you want it to copy. Be like.
So you're saying be a little more specific.
Well, it's already, they said that it was just text in general, but it's actually Markdown. Like they were still writing it all out in Markdown, and that's what it's looking for in that time, because it's got those semicolons around the this is your personality, this is your feelings. Like, so like number 4, like they wouldn't put a number sign in front of it if it wasn't specially formatted in Markdown. Like do something structured like this. Markdown is the bare minimum. Like you can also do JSON, you can do YAML files. The agents can read those just as well.
So that's essentially just like the language it reads, right? Is that a way to think of it?
Yeah, and Markdown, the way that a lot of people use Markdown for the most everything is because it's in my opinion, the best one between human readability and AI readability. Because like to us, it looks like it's just text, but to the agents, it is structured text. So like it's a little bit easier than reading JSON or something like that.
Noted. Well. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, this is crazy. He also talks about how he codes all from his phone now that he has code work. He just types it on his phone and then just goes about his day. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I have something really cool that I came across recently that's compared with something else that I've got that's really cool, and I'm gonna essentially spin us up a pretty cool little command center soon that we'll be able to do all of our work from mobile as well. And
Dude, I gotta
it's
see
all
this. I'm excited. I want to
like
see this.
the level of advancements that we're at in this world. Like, there's just
What was the thing? You sent me something last night. You're like, my timeline is
oh
gold right now. Like the stuff I'm coming across is insane. Is that what?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was basically so like NVIDIA's dropped some pretty good models recently for like vision language models and everything. And there was one specific model that came out yesterday that kind of optimizes those types of vision models, and just kind of like seeing how all of this is being released so that we're able to take large sets of data and then at a very cheap rate start being able to analyze it and see what's in that data, like videos, for example. Like we're getting to a point where those barriers, it's not like you got to spend $5 to analyze a 2-hour clip through some sort of API like OpenAI or something like that. Like it's getting to a point where it's getting cheap and affordable and fast and accurate all at the same time at a much higher rate. And so like there's just so many things happening right now that are kind of optimizing around that. Like today, actually, Google dropped a new tool, the Quant Turbo, I think is what it was called. But basically, it gives the small models, so like a little 35 billion parameter model, it gives them the ability to have a much longer reasoning range at a much cheaper token cost. And so, like, it's basically if making these small models more efficient at like a 6 times magnitude.
I saw
Um,
that.
and so, like, we're getting to a point where,
This thing.
yeah, well, you kind of got me blocking it a little bit, but yeah, that's it. There you go. Yeah, so it's reducing the memory that's needed for delivering the same speeds and everything else. Like we're going to be able to run 235 billion parameter models on cheap hardware soon, when previously that was only possible for like 9 billion parameter models and maybe
But how
35.
does something like this happen? Like, how are they able to compress something that? Because essentially, it's training data, right? That's the difference between all of these different models, and that's why like Claude and OpenAI and all these companies, like you can't run them on a small device because they're so big. Like they need servers, right? So
Mhm.
how does something like this take something that, let's just say, for instance, a Claude model and make it to where it could fit on something like a Mac? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly above my pay grade, to be honest. It's like that's something for the ultra nerds to figure out. I'm just like I'm down lower than mega nerd. I'm not the ultra nerd level yet. Like we're not. I'm not over here fine tuning my own KV values and quant models and everything. Like
I wonder.
you, you need to watch the show Silicon Valley. That'll give you a
I
good
do need to
idea.
watch that. Explain. Whoops. How this is possible. I don't get it. We'll just ask Grok while we're waiting for our clips to generate.
Explain like I'm 5.
Yeah, literally. Whoops. I'm 5 years old and need to understand it. We'll see what it does. All right. Clippy's working, though. Okay. That's already way too much. Explain it to me like I'm 5. It's going to be something stupid like, oh, it's a core. All right. Let's see. I'm curious. All right. Imagine a super smart robot has a giant toy box full of colorful Lego bricks. Every time you talk to the robot, it remembers what you said by saving a bunch of special Lego pieces in its box. These pieces help it understand the answers to your next questions, but for long talks or long stories, the box is huge, filling up the whole room. This makes the robot slow and it needs a giant computer. Google scientists found a magic way to squish all those Lego pieces into way smaller, like turning a giant messy pile into a neat stack without breaking anything or losing the fun shapes. First, they spin and twitch all the Lego pieces in a funny random way. Okay, this doesn't change how they fit together, but now they line up nice instead of being all wonky and spread out. Then they change how they look at the piece. Instead of saying this brick has 3 steps left and 4 steps up, they say this brick is far away and pointing the direction like on the clock. Okay. So they're just stacking the data better, essentially. That's what it seems like.
And labeling its location differently.
So it's
Essentially.
like a battleship thing. Like it's like a D4. That's where this is at, essentially.
I feel like
Huh.
that's what it used to be. Now it's like it's 100 yards that way. You know, like
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, that's kind of crazy. Good to know. All right, we got some clips going. Sweet. Thank you, Grok. Well, that's, yeah. How many views does this have? 8.9 million. So this will take, so this essentially just the models we can run locally are going to get way better now, essentially.
yeah, so like that's saying previously, let's see, you could run a 230 billion parameter model on like two 4090s, so like 48 gigabytes of VRAM.
Yeah.
Now you should be able to run that on at least 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is what I'm running, like computer chip, like my old school GPU. Um, so like larger models, like previously we could only handle like fast ones were 9 billion parameters. We could get some usage out of the 35 billion parameters. 70 billion parameters could be loaded, but it was very slow and clunky. But then now, like people are going to be fine tuning 70 billion parameter models and running them at blazing fast speeds, and they're going to be done specifically exactly what they want them to do, like very fine tuned tool calling models. Maybe some were just writing models, like.
So what's the best like model you can run locally right now, and how does it compare to some of the other stuff?
Well, that really depends on your hardware. Because like if you had the money for it and built your little data center in a box, like basement type of deal, like I mean, you could run Kimi K25, Minimax 2.5, and then GLM5, and then Quinn's got a Quinn 3.5. Was it? I think 235B is their biggest one. But all of those are fairly large, and I mean, if you had, I think 1.2 to 1.5 terabytes of VRAM, which is like $50,000 to $70,000 in Apple comparison, that's gonna run some pretty hefty models. Like Alex Finn, for example, he's got like 3 Mac Mini Studios with 512 gigabytes each, and he personally runs Kimi K25 and like the same stack that I just mentioned.
Yeah,
And so like he's running these locally, but he spent 50 plus thousand to be able to buy the hardware to do it.
this might be a good one
So
to clip now.
so like a lot of the open source models at the top level, they're really efficient and useful, but you have to spend quite a bit to do it. And so now, that's kind of blows for him a little ways, because all of those models, well, I guess it just speeds his up a little bit, because like all of those models he had to buy 3 Mac Studios with 512 gigabytes to be able to run those the way that he
Yeah,
is.
and
Now,
those are expensive.
yeah, it was about 50 grand overall is what he said he spent. But now he could have probably achieved the same for about, let's see, 1.6 to 2, so about 200, so about half of one of his studios is all he would actually need. Like
Really?
he could have ran it on like a Mac Mini with 256 gigabytes of RAM, at this point. But that also means that everybody can now. You don't have to spend 50 grand.
Yeah.
So we're just not, like, this came out today, so we're not at that point where every model's been refine tuned with this in mind. Like we're getting there. There's already one floating around where somebody fine tuned it. Um,
Interesting.
and then there's also models like, they call it Quopus. It's a Quinn
Copious?
model. Yeah, it's a Quinn model that was fine tuned on Claude Opus's output, and so
Oh,
it's taught to behave and tool call and act just like Claude Opus does. But it's all of that trained into a small Quinn 3 model with like 35 billion parameters, and
interesting.
somebody added the Quant Turbo to that, and it was producing some pretty interesting results, because like they were doing some needle in a haystack challenges with it.
What does that mean?
And
It just has to find something hard,
so
essentially?
like so like thinking back to that robot analogy that Grok gave, if you were to
Yeah.
say, if you had, 100,000 blocks inside of it, Lego blocks inside of it, and you were looking for one specific color of the block that had one specific shade or whatever, and you said, okay, your memory's full. Now tell me, what was that one shade of that one color here? And
Uh,
so and then so like basically they put like random sections of the memory will hold the actual we call it the needle in a haystack. So it's finding the needles in its memory. Essentially, it's finding that one point, and they'll put like maybe 6 to 8 different areas in its memory that it's having to pull that memory in, like the first 30,000 tokens, and then again at the next 45,000, 60,000, and then just kind of like incrementally as it goes to see where it gets slower at remembering things. And so far, every single test that they've put through this with Quant Turbo running, it's found every single needle in every haystack, even filling up the model's memory to the max capacity.
That's crazy.
So it's probably going to bring us within this year sometime some, like, I would say Sonnet 4.6 level compute, to some really cheap hardware.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's going to be the really fun time, because then you can get a lot of stuff done for next to no cost, running stuff locally. Like, everybody's going to have their personal OpenClaw in a box sitting in their office, because it'll just be like an Alexa sitting there next to you, and you'll just be talking out loud. And it'll be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Do you want me to go high? I'm curious
now, with that becoming closer and closer, like in reality, I'm curious to see what these models like Claude and OpenAI, the ones that charged you for stuff, is going to do. Because I mean, we talked about this tweet that I found where it was like Anthropic and then Claude is pretty much like Apple, right? It works so good, right? It costs a lot. It works so good, but you can't break anything. And then these other models like OpenClaw is kind of like Android, right? The people that use it, they love it, but you can break everything, right? So it's like, it's just, I guess it's just going to be, what do you prefer at that point, right?
Well, it depends on a lot of people's needs too, because like not everyone's going to need state-of-the-art coding agents. Not everyone's going to need, like.
So it'd be like, Claude would be like the one-trick pony, essentially, type of thing. Those models, like, you can do all this stuff can be kind of good, but if you don't really need that, you can do your own local model that does something great.
Yeah, I mean, people will also start thinking about their data. Like, we didn't really see a whole lot of as much concern as we needed to with data privacy, but pre-AI. But I think people are going to start really recognizing how much data they're giving up once all of the AI mega companies start kind of rolling out very personalized ads and very personalized AI experiences, and they're going to start realizing, wait, this robot knows what about me, and like, it's going to get real personal eventually. And so I think people are going to get kind of spooked about that, and then be more interested in, like, well, what's the alternatives? And there are alternatives. Like, this is a really unique industry, because like open source software has existed for, I don't even know how long. It's been around for decades, but with AI, I don't know that I've seen any other industry that's open sourcing as much really cool high-end tech like we see right now. Like, OpenClaw was the #1 agent in the world. It's an open source piece of tech. Like, that's not something that Meta built. That's not something Google.
It'd be like if Steve Jobs was like, an iPhone is forever. Like, any company can do this. Here's a touch screen. Here's whatever. Use this. Anybody can do it.
And we're seeing like really high quality LLMs being open sourced. The agents are being open sourced. Like, there's so many different areas of this industry that are really high caliber. Like, we're receiving image models, video models. Now we've got good music models. Like, there's an open source version of everything that's private right now, and it's doing at least 90% as good as what the ones they're charging you 10 times more for are.
Yeah, but it goes back to the thing, like, it's a different tech, right? Mm-hmm. It's not something that, like, for instance, like hardware and stuff like an iPhone, right? They're not going to give it away for everybody because they want to make money off that. But like, this is a completely different tech. In a way, like, the way you interact with it is different than anything else. And the stuff they can do for you and the stuff it knows about you is completely different. So it's very interesting.
I think it's one of those things that's always felt like science, like sci-fi to us. Like, we've always seen it in movies. And so, like, now that it's here, a lot of people are pretty hesitant to AI still. Like, we're still, it's like, what, 1% of the planet has still even touched AI?
Yeah, dude. That baffles me, because we're so deep in it now. Mm-hmm. We think everybody's doing this. We think everybody's playing around with this stuff. And it's like, no.
Yeah, it's hard to, like... No. it's hard to have conversations with other people outside of that world when like you just start talking about things like it's so natural to them, and then they're like, what's ChatGPT? And I'm like,
Well,
what
dude,
do you
so
mean what's
yeah,
ChatGPT?
exactly. Like, I was talking to people and they work in like the aerospace industry, right? And they're like, man, we just get so many errors, and like we have these quality people that just they don't know what to do, and the training is, and I'm like, do you guys use AI for anything? And they're like, why would we do that? What is it going to do for us? And I'm like, you're joking, right? I was like, are you kidding me? Like and this is when I'm messing around with cowork, and I'm like, you guys don't understand. I'm going to the gym. I'm on my phone, like, hey, like I need to get this report done, right? Whatever. Like when I come back, I want it done. I come back and the report's done, and it's accurate, and it has real data sets. And I didn't have to think about anything. I need to get this task done. Let me ask my agent to do it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, how are companies, especially aerospace and like government, like not using this stuff when they can streamline everything? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to reshape the future industries and who's the ones like think about the .com boom. Like everybody was embracing the internet except the ones that we don't see anymore. Like I don't know who. Like the only person I know that went down from that was Blockbuster. I'm sure there was millions of other companies that went under too.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we got one clip failed, but it's okay. We got some more.
So we got timeout failure. Let me see if that's a remotion thing.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh, how was the YC badge? Like they're like, oh, like how were these sneaker events? We could not tell you. Like we literally could not tell you. I wish we went to some of these events, but I mean, it is part of being what like a true founder that really lives with the customers. And when we say we live with the customers, we literally would live at these hotels, right? These are hotels where we live and breathe. We would be up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. with these people on the ground who actually do the work. And that's reflective of our product. That's reflective of what we're trying to do, is actually build a product that is being used 24/7 by the entire hotel staff at the hotels we're working at. That's what we really believe in, our mission, right? We live at these hotels, build the product alongside the people who are actually going to be using it, and then reflecting that within our product. And I think, when you're talking about product market fit, man, we found it very fast. And I think a big reason to that is we failed fast too. We were at these hotels, we deployed, we realized that there needs to be changes in some
we're going to tweak this a little bit, but this is I think this company deployed like AI agents within hotels. So like they went to hotels and kind of helped with like the management and stuff, which is kind of cool to think about, right? Now because if you think about a hotel, there's so many problems with hotels that just come up, right? From like the check-in stuff, maybe your room was late, or maybe this happened, or this was wrong. And to have companies that are now going into these hotels and like putting an agent in there that's tailored around a hotel is sick. Like I want to stay at that hotel.
Yeah, it would have helped me out last year when I was in Vegas because
really
I booked through Airbnb, and it was like some real nice hotel overlooking the strip, and like it was a special trip, so I was gonna have a special place. And then the guy that booked it, like I don't even know who it was. Like as it got booked Airbnb, I booked it for a full like week or something, and then the guy shorted me a day, and so like we were stuck sitting in the lobby. Like we went down to get the DoorDash that we ordered, and then come back up, and then the door wouldn't open anymore, and then went to go check out while the card wasn't working. They said, oh, well, your stay ended about an hour ago. I'm like, well, what do you mean? So like I had to figure out all that. I had to call a couple of people, waited like 2.5 hours before it all got resolved. I was just thinking the whole time, I was like, an agent would have handled this in seconds, like this would have been so quick to resolve.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, like I said, there's a bunch of mess with a lot of those industries around like Airbnb and all of that stuff, because there's just human error. There's same thing with like meetings. Like I guess you could think of it as like a meeting set where it's like it's got to know every time someone's checking in and what the room is and what rooms are available. And if something's off, you're kind of screwed. All right, let's see if we can extend some of these clips. I want to try the B-roll feature today too, so that should be fun. Let's see.
B-roll should be working better. It was having problems where it basically just wasn't grabbing the end frame for some of the stuff, and so it was like dropping it because it didn't have an end frame, but was trying to submit an end frame. So now if it doesn't have one to use, it just does it as a single frame. So it
Sweet.
should fall back.
Okay, so we're gonna see if I can find one that I want to add B-roll to. We are the only ones to come. Okay, I'm gonna extend this and see extending. Yeah, okay, and then where's it gonna end? Let me see. It tells you. Please hook your love lands. Okay. I'm extended there too. All right. I think this will be a good clip. Here we go. So we'll do that, and then we'll get some B-roll around that as well. Let's check. Make sure nobody's in the chat on X. And then we'll clip some more videos. Let's see. Oh. Look at that
So,
a little bit.
I found it's not really a problem per se. I'm about to fix it, but remember the same problem that we had with needing that 1,000 limit pushed?
Yeah.
Apparently, the Lambda function hasn't fully reset and needs to be redeployed for it to take effect. So I'm about to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in place and it's ready. It just needs to be redeployed itself.
Yeah.
So that's why you had that error a minute ago. I was looking at that.
Sweet. This is called Lance. What is it? Lance.live. Oops. This is it. This is that company. The future of hospitality. Look at this. Ooh, kind of cool. So this is what they built. You can listen to guest calls, read messages, sees your hotel software using a computer, use agents, and navigate management. Okay, cool. I wonder why they called it Lance. But this is the hotels that are using this stuff are the hotels that are going to succeed in the future. Because the experience is going to be amazing. You know what I mean? Like if you're not using this.
Yeah, I would just honestly wonder what kind of security they have in place, because to this day, there's not really a system on the planet that's powered by LLMs that can't be prompt injected.
Oh, interesting.
So you could technically have the right conversation with their agent and most likely get your hotel stay for free.
So, have you found anyone that's building a solution to that that's close?
Well, the problem with that is it's a cat and mouse game. Anytime any new security improvements come out, there's one particular individual that he goes around. He's on Twitter, pretty popular. He's got a repo out, and in his repo, in his repo is literally every single jailbreak for every single LLM, and he's kind of notorious for within the hour of a new model dropping, he has it jailbroken. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that he does. And so right now there's people building towards that and trying to figure it out. And there's a bunch of safety measures that you can take. It's just everything done can be undone. You know, that's just kind of a rule of law. You know, like, and it's just how far of a length you go to make things undone. So like it was just it's a very particular balance that no one's really gonna be able to solve for quite a while, I don't think.
Right. All right, let's see here. This one's still pending.
And this guy's actually got his own jailbroken LLM that's fine-tuned on jailbreak techniques to start jailbreaking other
That's
LLMs
insane,
automatically.
dude. That's crazy. I can't. I cannot. That's hilarious. Dude, I've been messing around with this. Look at this. I don't know if I've shown you this full thing yet. It's pretty sick, though. I think I can just grab this one. And it's not going to do anything. Right?
Yeah, that does look a lot cleaner.
Is it done yet? Nope. But just kind of keeping it just like... And then from here, you can edit. I just hate this. Don't like the transcript thing here, but... I don't know. Just playing around, dabbling. Let's see here. Still pending. I'm curious to see when we turn on like the learning. I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
Yeah, I need to go take a peek at that again. Make sure it's working right. There's so many things on the list.
There is a lot, but we're getting there. We are getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Right?
It'll move faster once I get off this remotion stuff. It's just this one's feeling like it takes a lot.
Yeah. But it was a big job.
Yeah, it is. And it still
It's
got,
replacing a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah, and it still got I just finished a bunch of what's happening?
I refreshed. I don't know what happened.
I'm not pushing an update. Hold on, let me look. No, there shouldn't be any updates working. Move my camera screen out of the way. I can't see what that's. Yeah, what's that in that right box? What's all that?
Way. It's all just wrong. It changes when I do this.
Copy and paste that to me. I want to see all that.
I don't know if I can get the whole thing though.
Well, you're not supposed to be able to see it in the first place, so that's the problem.
All I did was refresh, I swear. Oh yeah, I did get the whole thing, I think.
What even?
Let's see. Nope, it's still there.
What is happening?
I love it. You gotta love it. The whole playhead's like gone.
That's my media player gone. Hold on, let me see what my last push was. Oh. Okay, so I did push a media player fix, but that was for mobile. Let me go see what it looks like on mobile.
So you fixed the mobile, broke the desktop, huh?
That's what it seems like, but let's go see if I even fixed the mobile.
Could that
it's broke on mobile.
It is?
Yep. All right, so
revert.
Yep. Well, let me go copy this.
Is it really broken on mobile? I'm curious now.
Yeah, well, when you go to the advanced editor, it does.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, maybe if I go here. Clips. There we go. This one's still pending. So we'll wait for that. Dude, I have so many clips in here. It's not even funny. That's crazy.
I'm going to blame it on all of your clips.
Oh, my what?
I'm going to blame it on all of your clips.
Because you probably Probably, dude. I have way too many. Well, this is what a video editor looks like without the plan. For everybody that's tuning in. All right. Wonder. Well, it's still export.
$3.5 million raised. What's the main focus for you now?
How is that playing?
That's confusing.
Right?
Main focus for you now that you have this new capital that you can allocate to various parts of the business?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll say this here first. We're the first
Dude, look at that. It's animating like
product-led hotel tech. That is something
Excuse
I say
me.
very confidently in all these investor meetings.
Look at the animation.
That's what we want to do. I mean, we want to build a 10x.
Got another push that's about to go out, but first I'm fixing that's a debug panel that's popping up in the editor. I gotta remove that debug panel now. I don't know why it even got pushed to front end. Should have been a back end thing.
That's funny. Well, if you guys want to see the remotion in action,
Product.
there you
The
go.
product has never been seen before in this industry, which I think we've done, and we're going to continue pushing the back.
It's popping and fading. We just gotta add in the presets essentially, right?
Yeah, that's what this next push is supposed to be.
Ooh. Gotta love it.
Of that. Those resources are going to reflect exactly that and our vision for the company.
That's sick. I'm stoked. Stoked for that. All right. Leaderboard. Oh, we got some more in here. Daniel. Way to go, Daniel. All right, sweet. No, wait. For the update, I have 85 hours of watch time. My library.
That should probably be renamed because that's actually total time of all the media assets in your library.
Oh.
Watch time. It was supposed to originally go. Watch time was supposed to be from the social integration, any analytics and stuff like that from your posts, but we didn't really wire that in, so it became total media library time.
There's Clippy. Ooh. Okay. I like those. I like it. All right. Let's see, this clip done yet? No, there's an error there again. Let me know if you know why that one failed. That was an extension one.
I'm about to wait. Which failed?
This one. This is when I extended. I'll show you.
Okay. It may be because I need to redeploy Lambda.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You told me that.
I have multiple agents working on problems right now. When one of them is done, I will put it on the next job.
Let's go. Yeah, dude, I'm in the Stone Ages right now until 2 p.m. So
I'm thinking about going and warming up my account on my M+M at clipit.dev or whatever, and just kind of just talking to it, just having a conversation or two, just hanging out, just getting familiar with it. And then I'm gonna pick up a subscription.
Don't know. We're setting up a company subscription, right, to Claude, and Nick was like, "All right, subscription's live." Next thing you know, we got hit with a ban.
It was
right
like
away. Just
15
ban.
seconds. Yeah, well, the problem is I can kind of see it too. They're already having problems with DeepSeek and Quinn and these others were building huge bot farms. I said that they found
I get that, but companies that have used this and need us in our use case, we've used this plenty of times before. We just want a company account. So it's just wow, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I was been subscribed since GPT-3, and then so like my actions from it were though like I knew what I wanted, to do, and so I logged
Exactly.
in with a brand new email, and I went straight to the subscription plan, went straight to the max plan, and like didn't even bother talking to it. It was
Like, all
like
right,
30 seconds from sign
that's
up to
odd.
pay, and then yeah, then they were like, "Well, he knew exactly what he wanted. He just wanted to give us money. Let's
Yeah,
ban
you
him."
can't. You're not allowed. Yeah, you're not allowed to just give us your money. Yeah, all right. So I've been in the Stone Age using my own subscription,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. You know, you can't always use your own skills to get stuff done. You gotta like manually do work, unfortunately. I'm curious to see. You said he has 2 of the 500 gigabyte ones, right? 512 GB Mac.
It's 3.
Oh my gosh, really?
They don't even make them anymore. They discontinued the 512 gigabyte version.
So he has the M. Was the last one in an M3 or M4 then?
I think it was M4. Yeah, they had an M4 version.
Mixing out 256 is still crazy though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can run the GLM 5 or 4.7 flash. You can run some like smaller 70B models and stuff like that pretty well, but you're not going to be running Kimi K 2.5 or GLM 5 or anything. Like you'll still need, what is that? You'll need at least 7 of those at max at 256 gigabyte just to be able to handle it versus the 3 that he's got.
About $2,000 for M4 512. Oh, no, that's just SSD. 192. Those are garbage though.
Yeah, it's usually it was like over 10 grand just for them when they were new.
$512. What? Like you can't even find one on eBay. Oh, this one right there. Look at this. Almost 10 grand.
I mean, it looks fairly competitively priced. Let's go. What we got in the company budget?
Yeah. Whoa. Not until we're done with Remotion, okay? I do. What kind of? So how much are the 256? I'm curious now. What is this? M3 Ultra, M4 Max. I want RAM. Where can I find that? There we go. It's only 6 on eBay. M3 Ultra. M3 Ultra. This dude wants $8,000 for the 256. This guy wants 15. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when AI happens. When you have to make those AI fruit Love Island videos on TikTok.
I saw that,
yeah. Yeah, dude, that's insane. You're telling me this dude has 3 of these things? I think I saw a picture of his setup, and I was like, this is insane. I think he has one on here.
Mm-hmm. And he's got OpenClaws running on it, and so he's got the 3 different models, and they basically have their own council, and so they'll kind of like meet up every day and review his projects, review what he's working on. He's got it where they'll scrape all of the content from Twitter and basically put together like what new videos he should be making based on the latest news and stuff. And it'll pre-plan out scripts for him. It'll rank them and then give him the best ones. Now, he's got a lot of stuff day to day manually automated. It's a really cool setup. But I mean, his biggest thing that he has available to him is he's got a lot of compute local, and it's all private data right now. But I mean, you could build the same setup for about $200-$300 a month in API costs, and
really
running with open models. Yeah, I mean, like you wouldn't be hosting the models locally, but you could run them all through like Open Router, still hit GLM5 and Minimax 2.5, which then you could actually hit Minimax 2.7, which is not open source. They decided they're going to close that one, and it's even better than their previous one. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of really competitively priced open source models that you can hit on the Open Router via API, which means a very basic computer, like something like mine, nothing too fancy, can put together really complex workflows and agents and stuff.
So you were talking about Hermes.
Mhm.
Is that from Novus?
Nous Research, yeah. Yeah, so they were really big on fine-tuning models in the early days. And then when OpenClaw dropped, they created their own version of the OpenClaw system. And theirs, I won't say that it's better per se, but it's very comparable in most ways. And theirs seems to have, to me, a little bit more stable of an infrastructure design. Like there's less bugs out of the box and less security concerns.
More user-friendly?
It's about the same, honestly, as OpenClaw, but both of them have gotten pretty quick and easy. Like you can install them both with one command and then start getting your API keys dropped in, and then you're good to go. And then you can actually migrate your OpenClaw to a Hermes agent, and then it'll basically just kind of port everything, all the skills and personality directly over. So like this was, I'm actually going to be setting one of these up for us pretty soon. It'll be our personal assistant that'll be working on things, and then it's actually going to be working inside of a much larger corporate system that it's just one agent amongst many others and doing things day to day for us.
Dude, that's crazy. Their branding is sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Dude, all of this stuff is so cool. Like even the Claude Code thing that comes up in the terminals, like it's just so sick. I don't know what it's called.
ASCII art.
Yeah, it's so sick though. I'm thinking about they opened those little things I sent you about like the Claude workers.
Oh yeah.
They open source that now, so you can do whatever you want with them.
That's nuts. All right, so I got some fixes to push. Let's see.
All right.
Just pushed them. It's gonna take it a couple minutes, and then it'll be live.
Sweet. Gotta love it.
So this should fix some of the caption problems. So the settings, so right, but now or previously there was no settings that worked with that. I mean, it was just default remotion stuff baked in. So now I'm trying to get those actual like 2-word, 3-word settings.
Yeah, because if you go here, they have like, don't they have something where they show? I thought they showed it.
It's like they've got 8 different fonts that are out of the box, and I've got those turned on now. I'm curious if the others are still going to be showing.
I would rather just use whatever they got.
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
We're going to have to remove the others anyways because those are all built for the old path. And so like I'm going to basically either remove them all or remake them into remotion versions. So it's a little bit easier.
Remotion. Like this stuff is so sick. Did you see this guy's video? Have you seen this?
No, I don't think I've seen him.
Dude.
Drop it into Claude Code. I'm going to run an experiment to see if Claude Code could edit this video. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to record this video and I'm just going to drop it into Claude Code. And what you're seeing is exactly what got out of it. And to make it even harder, I'm even recording B-roll with the drone right there just to see if it can actually match that as well. So here's how I actually built all this, right? So I actually created multiple skills inside Claude Code. I have to be fair, it's not perfect for video editing just yet. But again, we're going to see what it does. First skill is it's going to do stuff like, make sure that all the editors are removed, all the silence are removed, a little bit of sound checking, a bit of color grading, all the usual stuff, just to make sure that the full first edit is done. And it should already take into account the second shot I'm recording in case I do, like I'm doing currently on that, right? The second skill is it's actually going to create multiple animations. So different animations I use.
It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty neat. I mean, it's similar to some stuff that I've done, like the not video editing, but the video creation side of things. I built a whole UGC content creation suite inside of Claude, and it wasn't like a dashboard, which there was a dashboard to go and do things on, but I didn't use it, and it was mainly just literally just talking to Claude and it teaching itself
So you
how
just
to
made
use all the
skills?
tools. It was essentially, well, it was before skills even came out, but it was essentially like that though, like just having a lot of different .md files with explanations of best prompting practices for different models, and then it would know that it had a different orchestration layer of planning out everything that it needed to do for the content creation. You know, like it had different, probably did, what was that, 3 or 4 different passes of deep research on looking at like best practices for creating content and marketing and all of that stuff. So just really finely tuned versioning of using all the tools and giving it API access to everything.
Dude, I didn't even know this was a thing. Did you know this?
What?
They have like prompts, and these are all examples. And the prompts, like, look at the stuff here. This is crazy.
I don't think I've seen those either.
This is crazy. So he has a prompt video. Look at that.
Huh.
And this is just a gallery of stuff they've made and the prompt they use. Look at this. This is crazy. Look how good this is. This one's my favorite. This is perfect for like clips. Look at this. And this is what it says. This is crazy. I mean, even this. This is sick. Dude, I gotta do this for us. I gotta check this out. Look.
So I'm thinking about the B-roll right now, because one thing that's missing is B-roll. Really, the B-roll is just generating images and then turning images into a
We
video.
gotta add this.
Yeah, I was thinking Remotion. Oh, that's what I'm using in my content suite, the UGC suite that I made. I'm using Remotion on top of all these other
Like
models.
most of the stuff I'm thinking, like for clip B-roll, dude, is like a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Yeah,
is perfect.
agreed.
Like if you paired this, like if this was the beginning of a clip, or like this
And-
right here, and it had the text right here as he was speaking, and then it cuts to the clip.
It's just using Remotion on top of a base model, it looks like.
Yeah. Model
It
used.
says it used Gemini. It says tool used Gemini, model used KME 2.5. So they use Nano Banana Pro, I guess, to generate the images. It's probably what the Gemini tool uses from.
And that's just paired with Remotion.
Well, yeah, it's Kimi K25 thinking about what it needs to do and what it needs to create. Then it uses Nano Banana Pro via Gemini in order to create the images, then brings it back to the prompts, and then uses Remotion to actually create the video itself.
So this is all doable within our platform.
Yes, but here it says
Eventually.
tool use Claude code. So that's not what it was. What do you mean model tool used? That's confusing.
So I can go back to here, but this is what it says. We're collecting great Remotion prompts. Browse, copy, and submit good ones. But that's what this is from. I don't know. With Remotion skills, you can create videos. Okay. But they're doing something here. I'll go to another one. Let's see. Tool use cursor. Prompt. Oh, why did it go back? Here we go. Claude Code Opus 4.5. You are a high-end real estate video editor, motion graphic center, and short-form content strategist. I'll upload the raw real estate video. Your task is to transform it. Okay. So this is the prompt it gave it. And this is the output. This is sick. It's pretty sick. So you're saying this is confusing?
Yeah, it's like because they said. I mean, it makes sense. What tool it says? Tool used Claude Code. I get that. It said tool or model used Opus 4.6. I get that. It means they use Opus 4.6 inside of Claude Code. But earlier it said tool used Gemini, model used Kimi 2.5. Those are two very different model providers. And so does that mean they used the Kimi K 2.5 model inside of the Gemini CLI? How does that work? Like,
Well, this one's confusing.
what? Tool used, and it's just a long string of
And
JSON.
then model used.
Model used Opus 4.5.
What is this one? Claude Code, Claude Opus.
Why would you even use Opus 4.5 at this point? Sonnet 4.6 is smarter.
Look at this one. Open Code, Kimi 2.5.
See, that I understand. Open Code is another open source version, not really open source, but more open version of Claude Code, and you can use Kimi K2.5 inside of it.
This is sick. I would love to add stuff in like this. Damn, excuse me, guys. This is sick. Prompt gallery. What is this? Oh, same thing. Top 20 games sold. Dude, I've seen these all over YouTube before. They do these like little ranking videos. This is all so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Remotion is my favorite tool that's come out of AI, I gotta say. No joke. Maybe behind a co-work for saving my life. All right. Let's see. Oh. Confusion.
Is it not showing my media player at all now?
No. It says here loading video, and then I don't know. Yeah, didn't say. It gone. It went bye-bye. We out of here.
Oh, we got a few things to fix.
Promotion export only. Love it. All right. Well, should we call it and then work on this off stream?
That's up to you. I'm gonna be working on it regardless.
No, I know. Well, I wanted to show some B-roll. Now that we have that kind of working, which I think I might be able to get around it somehow. I'm curious now to see if I'm gonna do this real quick. I want to see if Quick Clips has something. This will be a good little test. Oh, I grabbed the wrong link.
Need to overthink it.
Grab the wrong link. All right. That should work now. It's only 20 minutes, so it shouldn't be long. Shouldn't be long enough. Look at that. What did I say? All right. Quick clips, 60, 60 by 9, TikTok viral, variable hooks. No, let's go educational. Why not? Prompt. Dude, these are insane. There's one for $3,000. 20 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of RAM. Gotta love it. Curious now. But if you're saying I don't even need that much hardware to run some of these models, it's just like, why? Why would I even spend it?
I mean, it's just nice to have, especially for me, I want to upgrade because whenever I go and do my development, I'm doing NPM builds and NPM installs, and just like installing packages takes forever on my computer.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm installing a whole bunch of them. So like stuff like that would be significantly enhanced and sped up, and just kind of move faster day to day, get more done.
Right. I guess that is right. It's just more of like, how quick do you want to be? All right. So we have that video. That one's already done. Okay. Let's see. These are crazy though. Classified ad. What? Dude, could I have, I mean, this is probably a dumb question, but technically now with OpenClaw and stuff, you can give, agents can shop on eBay, right?
Technically, yeah.
Sick.
And well, I mean, there was already ways it was possible, and then now Stripe just recently came out with this thing called the MPP, and it essentially is a payments layer for agents where they can like bulk batch payments together. They can basically pay for anything online that they need. There's also a couple of services coming out now that you can also have your agents register their own email address, their own phone number.
I saw the email stuff.
I think that was from Resend, actually. Resend had that come out, and then so that way your agents can register for everything that they want to sign up for. So like it can set itself up an eBay account, it can watch its stuff on eBay, it can buy stuff on eBay. So if you've got it where it's earning its own money or something and putting that all onto like digital cards or something like that, it could literally earn its own money, buy itself more compute, ship the compute to the house, and then say, hey, could you open that box and plug it in for me? I bought myself a new PC or something.
What?
Like that's doable technically.
That's crazy. All right, I got some clips going. Gotta love it. Timeline is wild right now. Agent Brain, send content to the bot. The bot source your content on Obsidian. I need to set up an Obsidian. I'm convinced now.
I need to set one up for the company.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you really need to do. That's all you're really needing it for, is set it up so it tracks everything, and we can actually have it act as like supplementary information. So like when I'm doing my coding, I can connect to that Obsidian vault and then see all of your notes, all of your problems, all of your goals, and things like that.
Yes, yes, dude. Yes. We need to do that. This guy had Claude review all of his expo market on my single center for all his posts. I see some crazy stuff now. Let's see, what are we at? All right, got that going. Wrong one. There he is. Yeah. Power users tracking up to 6-figure bills. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've cost Anthropic and OpenAI a small fortune by now.
Look at this. There, I'll move this down. Waymo CEO on the emergent behavior you see from AI. I've had some moments where a car does something and I look at the log and I've been surprised. It does things I didn't even think it was capable of doing. And Waymos suck.
Yeah, they seem like they're not going to make it in the world of self-driving. They'll end up selling off their data.
Well, they just signed that thing with whatchamacallit? Rivian.
Yeah.
But Rivian has not been profitable since they've launched.
Yeah, which they're kind of cool. I think I'm friends with the CEO on Facebook still. But yeah, they're pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I've got a whole different network I hadn't told you about. I forgot about that.
That's sick, dude.
Before AI and in early crypto days, I was very well known with a lot of very influential people.
That's crazy. Tracks 30 US. That's insane too. People are making cool stuff every day. City and headless, not sports and published. Image resizing. Huh. Good to know. Full game development studio. Okay, whatever. Almost there. Almost there. Still gonna keep looking. Dude, I've seen all this prediction market bullshit. It's so funny.
I saw they just added what was it? It's not a tax. What is it? A fee structure for it. It's like 1.5%, I think, to the trades
For AI?
now. For the on like poly markets on the prediction
Oh,
markets. And so like every trade's now got some friction to it. So you can't just take, petty trades to think if you're going to test it out or whatever. Like it's got to have at least a 1.5% move to break even. And so a lot of these people that are running bots and just automatically just trying to automate the whole thing, it's going to start eating into that pretty heavily.
that's crazy. Dude, the Max Studio M2 is horrible too. That's crazy.
1 gigabyte model can be ran on a smartphone.
Oh, good to know.
Ooh, with that turbo quant thing or quant turbo thing from Google today, we should be able to fit models close to 12 to 15 billion parameters on the phones now, which are those that'd be like if we were to have something like GPT-4 mini on a smartphone. Like it's not the most intelligent, but it can do a lot of things. It's definitely a big step up from the little voice assistant that I can't say her name, otherwise she'll come on and say, "Hello, what do you need?" But those little assistants aren't very good at anything.
No, they're not. Not at all. I completely agree with that. Yeah, here it is. Anything will run you more than a few times a day at 5 per 50 to $100 a day. Default is on it, escalate. The dude that built Claude said do the opposite, which I don't know. He said use the heavier models because it's actually cheaper because it's smarter, which I guess can make sense.
Well, yeah. Opus 4.6, for example, like you can test it against some of its predecessors, and it does use less tokens to get the same job done, even though it has sometimes a higher cost per token basis. But because of it being significantly shorter tokens used, it still comes out cheaper. So just doing it right the first time is essentially what it's coming down to.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. These seem like they're taking quite a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, I think it's all running on FFmpeg still. I got to reset Lambda, but I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the media player still.
Gotcha.
Because it's telling me the code's right, but I'm telling it the code's wrong.
Yeah, cowork is so fun. All right. Well, I say we call it and go back to the drawing board and start adjusting some stuff. Now that we know.
Yeah. Keep working at it, figuring out what's going on.
All right, y'all. If you have tuned in, we have shown some clips. We have some broken stuff live. We have talked a lot about AI and some of the models and crazy fun stuff that's going on in the world. Yeah, I will be back live tomorrow with some new updates. We're going to go back and start adjusting some of these fixes that we've come across. You know, maybe I'll look into more of the Obsidian because I'm excited. Every time we talk AI with Nick, I'm like, what can I set up today and get done? So with that being said, it's another great day of building in public. If you guys don't know who we are Clipit, AI-powered content engine where you can create short-form content clips from long-form content, and you can do that. If you want to do that, so you can come to our X here, or you can go to clipit.dev. If you need credits, reach out in the DMs, just comment under one of our posts. You need credits, we'll get back to you with some credits, and then you can start clipping. That being said, I will catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Nick, for tuning in with us and walking us through kind of what you're working on.
Not a problem. Always good to be here. I can make it.
All right, y'all. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.
See ya.